Hello everyone, it's Ryan Liberty, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, what is dissociative amnesia? I don't remember.
Ooh, ah.
Alright, let's get to what dissociative amnesia is. I remember now, but before I get into that, I just have something to say, which is that what I'm talking about in this video is merely a description, because this could be used as a diagnosis, but the stuff in this video cannot be used as a diagnosis. This is just a description of what dissociative amnesia is, so please don't diagnose yourself or somebody else with this information. Only a trained professional should be doing that. And also, if the label of dissociative amnesia for any way causes you stress, if it doesn't aid in your own healing or the healing of a loved one, you don't have to use the label. This is just to point you towards a set of experiences or behaviors that you may see going on in you or somebody else's life. So with that said, let's get into what dissociative amnesia is. In order to do that, I've got notes here because I do forget some things, but let's check out what it is together. So dissociative amnesia is the inability to recall autobiographical information, usually as a result of traumatic events. It's not ordinary forgetting of things. It's not being able to remember something that's happened in your life, something significant, maybe insignificant, but in the context of something significant. It's because of a trauma. So it's something that causes stress in your daily life. It's not something that's happening because of a substance or a medical condition. And in order for this to be used as a diagnosis, it can't be something that's been better explained by dissociative identity disorder, PTSD, acute stress disorder, somatic symptom disorder, major or mild neurocognitive disorder. So that's something to keep in mind. We're not talking about those things. And it also sometimes incorporates dissociative fugue, which is when somebody travels or they wander, and it's because they have no sense of their own history, so they just go on a trip. It's kind of this strange thing that happens, usually for a fairly short period of time, but that's also included under the heading of dissociative amnesia. So there's different types of amnesia that happen when it comes to dissociative amnesia. You've got localized amnesia, which is a failure to recall events during a specific period of time. Selective amnesia, which is you can recall some, but not all of the events during a specific period of time. Generalized amnesia, which is a complete loss of memory for your entire life history. A little bit more rare for that to happen, but it does happen. Systematized amnesia, which is loss of memory for a specific category of information. So maybe you've lost all of your family memories or all of your memories for any category. So I'm trying to think, what would a category be? Help me out, guys. Maybe anything to do with a career. Maybe all of your career memories have disappeared. So that would be systematized amnesia. And then you also have continuous amnesia, which is forgetting each new memory as it occurs. So every time you have a new memory, it's already, you've lost it, and you move to the next one and you lost the one before that. The good news for all of this is that there is treatment. You've got cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, psychotherapy, EMDR, medication, family therapy. So there's a lot of different ways to approach this. The best idea would be to go to see somebody who can help you, a professional, and they can help put together a plan with you for what treatment works best for you. But let's get to what dissociative amnesia actually feels like for the person experiencing it. So in the body, forgetting things can become very distressful. So you may have a lot of symptoms of anxiety, so sweating, nervousness, feeling tingling in your hands and toes. I don't know why I always go back to that one. Chest pain, any of that kind of stuff. I have a video on the symptoms of anxiety if you need to look those up. But again, it can be distressing to not have the memories to access, so that's why anxiety will show up. Or sometimes when somebody else is talking about an event, we may freak out, like, why don't we remember that? So that's why it shows up in your body that way. As far as your thoughts, well, you're going to have missing memories. That's one way it affects your thoughts. And you may also find that you experience flashbacks or confusing flashbacks, which are a symptom of PTSD. I do have a video on flashbacks, but generally it's you go back to an old experience that you that affects you today because of a trigger. And it doesn't always have to be that you actually experience the whole thing. You may just experience the emotions of that. So that's where flashbacks kind of show up. Emotionally, you're going to feel uncomfortable or stressed when somebody brings up these memories that you can't remember, or is talking about a time that you can't remember. And you're also most likely going to feel kind of confused around that. And as far as your behavior, you act as if you're somebody else, especially if you're having a dissociative fugue. You may avoid talking about certain periods of time because it bothers you that you can't remember. You may have trouble forming relationships with people because there's this kind of thing about you that you don't remember things. It bothers you, so it makes it hard to connect with other people. And unfortunately, with dissociative amnesia, it becomes so distressing that you also find that people are likely to do self-mutilation or to make suicide attempts. So it's a very distressing thing to go through. I hope that this description has given you a good holistic human perspective on the whole thing, and I hope it helps you if you or somebody you know is going through dissociative amnesia. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I appreciate you taking the time to get to learn about this. So thank you. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. However it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay, and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.